Now at 6, Joplin School's Transportation Department holds a bus camp to educate students on bus safety. Plus, Central Christian Center in Joplin hosts a school supply giveaway for area students. And the school year approaches, we'll hear from an area teacher about preparing for students.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Knoll coffee shop hosted a resume and job application assistance event to support people losing their jobs because of the Tyson's plant closure. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Elise Noe. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
Growing up in Knoll, Erica Medina feels like her family's life was once centered around Tyson. Her parents worked there for years, and still today, her grandmother is an employee of the company. Erica knows she's one of many in Knoll.
Most of the community, if you go and ask around, they have either a family member, a friend, or just somebody they know that works at Tyson's, since Knoll is just like such a heavy town, like based on Tyson's.
Tyson Foods announced plans to close its poultry processing plant in Knoll in October. In the southwest Missouri town, about 1,500 workers will lose their jobs. To try to help those impacted by the closure of the plant, the Common Cup, a Knoll coffee shop, is hosting a resume and job application help event. They had free drip coffee available to those needing assistance and multiple computers set up in the shop. Erica offered her time and knowledge. She served as a translator in the workshop, as many of Tyson's employees don't have English as their first language.
It's my community, it's my people. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I still live here. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I want to do something to help. Maybe I can't do much, but the things that I can do, I'm going to try.
While the rain might have discouraged some people to show up and ask for help, Abigail Dozal, another Spanish-speaking volunteer, was also available to offer support.
It's going to affect everybody in this town, and I feel that there's only one way to get through this, and it's if everybody comes together to move on from this.
Tyson's announcement also is near to her heart.
My mom works there, so I feel that I am a part of this. And you grow up here and you hate to see, this town to fall apart.
The coffee shop on Knoll's Main Street will hold resume and job application assistance events every Saturday until the plant's closure. In Knoll, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Next Saturday, the Common Cup's resume and job application help event will start at 7 a.m. Also next week on Wednesday, the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce will host a resource and career fair in support of the Tyson employees who received their notices of job loss. For more information, go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Meteorologist Chris Warner joins us for a first look at weather.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty rainy day, some thunderstorms this morning, even some loud thunderstorms out there. And even though our air temperature is right about average, unfortunately, thanks to all the rain, it's left behind a lot of humidity and it's very muggy. And we do have heat advisories for parts of southeast Kansas, all of northeast Oklahoma. These run until 8 o'clock tonight. And again, that's because it rained a lot, and it left a lot of moisture behind. And we're not done with the rain yet. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing some of that rain out to our west, part of this big complex. Now, this complex, believe it or not, is expected to slowly die out as it gets closer. What we're going to be watching is what's way back out west in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma that'll be making its way in here later tonight. So we have a very low tornado and hail risk. Our bigger concern with the storms tonight is going to be wind gusts around 70, 80 miles an hour. So let's take a quick look at temperatures. And it is hot, but again, it's the heat index that's going to get you. 87 Iola, 86 Fort Scott, 86 Pittsburgh, 89 in Joplin, 94 Parsons at 89 Miami. Again, it's hot, but we have more severe weather on the way. We'll take another full look at that forecast here in a few more minutes.
We'll see you soon. Well, today, Joplin Schools hosted a school bus camp for incoming kindergartners and first graders. The goal of the camp is to get kids familiar with the school bus before their first day. During the camp, the kiddos and their parents get to ride in a school bus, grab free school supplies, and talk to Buster.
First thing we teach them is when they enter the bus, they use the handrail, and they always have to sit. They always have to keep their pockets in the seat.
They're learning lots lots of bus safety, how to cross the street properly, wait for the bus driver's signal to move forward, and safety on the bus. So sometimes kids don't understand that there are rules when they get on the bus as far as being, aware of themselves and others.
The bus camp also offered free fingerprinting and ID cards sponsored by MoChip. Many local churches were brought to Central Christian Center for school supplies giveaway today. Each church donated backpacks, pencils, crayons, and more, while some parents also donated supplies. Their goal is to not only bless the children's school year, but also to bring the community together.
Definitely helps because it's costly for them to go back to school. So with the programs, it is very beneficial not only for us but for other families, and we really appreciate it.
This is the first year I've donated instead of getting donations. So it means a lot because I know how hard it is for especially 2 children. I couldn't imagine having any more, and the list keeps growing and growing. So it feels really good to be able to bless another family.
Today, the giveaway had over 200 kids registered and even more in attendance. Well, teachers across Missouri are getting ready for school. Many start their classes a week from Monday. One teacher who is just starting in education is already navigating the challenges of a brand new school year, this time in front of the class. Marina Silva has her story.
We try really hard to push a love for reading at a young age.
Presley Hawkins has her classroom nearly ready to go for the start of the school year.
I grew up in Lebanon, and my mom taught kindergarten here at the same building, so I grew up always seeing her and, loving it and helping set up in the summers. And
this is her very first classroom, and she's been working to get it finished.
It's difficult. You got to kind of find a mixture of course, classroom environment is important. So making sure you get all the educational materials you need, but also the things to make it homey and welcoming and comfortable.
Hawkins had help getting everything she needs.
I was really blessed with, I did an Amazon wish list, and I had a lot of people in the community send things in for me off my list, so that really helped.
Like many teachers, Hawkins had her moments of doubt before her career choice.
And so when I went to pick my university and I talked to the head of education there, she just kind of said, you gotta think about what you want, the impact versus the money and versus things like that, and your faith and all those things, and so kind of directed me in that.
She's happy about her choice, but nervous.
I'm nervous I'm going to forget something that's important.
For those students who will have Mrs. Hawkins,
I love them no matter what. First grade is a really big year for growth. There's a lot that comes at you, and they're going to be so different by the end.
Well, coming up, the city of Arma celebrates local veterans with a parade as part of its VJ homecoming. Plus, local kids see who has the greatest goat of all time in a goat show at the Crawford County Fairgrounds. For over 75 years, the Arma VJ Homecoming has brought together communities all over southeast Kansas. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
While storms in the night might have put a pause to many of the Arma homecoming festivities in the morning, it didn't stop those who participated in the Run for Our Veterans 5K. A wet morning all but pushed these racers to finish strong and honor those who have bravely fought for our freedom. And sure enough, despite the chances of rain, festivities continued on in the afternoon. The crowd grew and the sun shined as parades were set to start. And what better way to start than with those who have the most spirit? These kids put on their best displays, showing off their bikes, a monster truck, and even a pony. But the most fun event had still yet to begin. Once the parade ended, it was time for the bed derby. That's right, bed derby. Teams get together to decorate a bed on wheels and race for the fastest time. A competition that seems like it should require some practice.
Honestly, just go for it. It's just gotta be fast,
Just go for it? But one would think there would still be some preparation, right?
You know what? We showed up this morning, we're like, okay, let's win this, and that's exactly what we did.
Well, these kids just seem to have natural talent for bed racing. But while the Derby is all fun and games, it's also about being around the community.
It's honestly such a great thing because there's little time for you to actually get out and see your fellow community members, and it's just fun to have fun with it. And we had such a great time today, and I'm so glad that we still have these things to where we can go out in the community and have fun.
5Ks, parades, and bed racing. A pretty crazy combination that makes for a pretty amazing day. Reporting in Arma, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Haley and her team of bed racers won a total of $1,000 as both the winning team and best decorated bed. The Crawford County Fairgrounds hosted their goat show, sponsored by the American Boar Goat Association. Goat classes range from 0 to 3 months and up to 3 to 5 years old. The goat handlers also vary in ages from small children to seniors. The handlers can also earn points that count towards the American Goat Association.
The American Boar Goat Association has a set of standards on color patterns, structure-wise, bone structure, overall body capacity. So the judges, they've got to study, they've got to know their goats and the boar goats to come out and be judges here. So they're looking at the standard.
Today marks the 10th annual year for the Fairgrounds Goat Show. A little later, Wyandotte High School is preparing for the football season with a new coach. Brock Baldridge will have that and more in sports.
But first, we're tracking the possibility of some strong, maybe severe thunderstorms tonight and into tomorrow. The latest right after this.
You an expert second opinion at Johnson Flooring.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at 6. So we had good round of showers and thunderstorms. We went through the overnight and morning hours today. We've got more on the way. Unfortunately, the one thing in between that's a problem is that we have been left with the humidity from this morning's storms. We do have those heat advisories again, parts of southeast Kansas and into northeast Oklahoma through 8 o'clock tonight. And we have more thunderstorms on the way, as you can see. Now, this convection, this activity out along the I-35 corridor will eventually begin to die down. But we do have this strong storm, some gusty winds, small hail right now in Chautauqua County near Cedar Vale, just to the west of Sedan. So that's not to say we couldn't see some strong storms this evening, but most of this will begin to die down. What we're going to be keeping an eye on is what's out to our west into the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, and this activity southwest of Oklahoma City as well, as all of this kind of fills in and will eventually move into our area as we head later into the evening and overnight hours tonight. So we're talking probably very early tomorrow morning. We'll have to see exactly how this plays out. So we do have a threat for some strong to severe thunderstorms. The good news is very low hail and tornado threat. As you can see, no areas highlighted. Our bigger concern is this elevated wind risk. So we're talking winds 60, 70 miles an hour with the storms as they roll through tonight. So let's talk about tonight. Again, we get a few of the showers, maybe a rumble of thunder ahead of this, and then we go overnight, and that's when we'll start to see more of these showers and thunderstorms begin to roll through the area. And then similar to today, our Sunday, we'll start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And as we go later into the evening, we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms, and some of these could be strong, possibly severe. So we do have that elevated risk across the entire area as we head into tomorrow, with all modes of severe weather possible at this point. In our area, the bigger concern is going to be wind and hail, but we can't rule out an isolated tornado or two at this point for Sunday evening. So make sure you stay right here with KOAM. We'll keep you updated. This is what I'm talking about. It's 89. That's about normal. This is not. That dew point is 77. That goes off of the dew point chart in that soupy area, and it feels like it's 102 degrees. That is a significant heat index. The rain was great, but it has left us with a miserable humidity across the area. We check in with Pittsburgh, not far off, 85, feels like 94. Dew point's up there at 76. And again, temperatures, if you just take this map at face value, yeah, no, this is about where we're supposed to be. Upper 80s, lower 90s, and then you factor in those heat index values, and they are anywhere from the low 90s into the lower 100s, pushing 110. And we'll continue to see maybe again a few showers, couple rumbles of thunder from the activity out to our west through the evening, back down into the upper 70s. Overnight tonight, go back low 70s. We'll see those thunderstorm chances, and again, some of those could be strong, possibly severe. And we're going to go low 90s tomorrow. Thunderstorms morning and evening, and maybe a few scattered through the afternoon. And as we look ahead, the nice thing is what's causing all of this severe weather is a cold front, and it's going to kick us back a little bit. So we go back low to mid 80s Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll start to heat up as we head toward the end of next week. But at least we're getting a little bit of break, and most importantly, we're getting some much needed rainfall across the area.
Absolutely. That 82 looks nice, but the humidity today, I don't think my hair likes it.
It is unbearable outside for sure.
Absolutely. Well, still ahead, the Kansas City Chiefs are in New Orleans getting ready for their first preseason game on Sunday. And the Wyandotte football team hosted Media Day. Brock Baldridge has that story next in sports.
Well, the football practices around the 4 states continue through this weekend as we've covered many teams from Missouri. We now shift our focus south to Wyandotte, Oklahoma as the Bears prepare for their 2023 season. On Saturday morning, the Bears hosted Black and White Media Day. The Bears got out on the turf this morning, scrimmaging in front of their own fans. People from all over the community got a chance to see the Wyandotte football team and what looks like under new head coach Doug Buckmaster. Buckmaster comes over after 10 seasons from Carl Junction. As far as the scrimmage goes, nice play here by Dawson White, who makes the grab and is fighting for those extra yards before he goes down. Then Team Black gets a big play here as Isaiah Wallen takes the sweep for a big gain right here before he's pushed out of bounds. And then next Team White possession, Evan Brown will get the ball and he will bounce outside the defense and take this ball all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. The Bears got a lot of reps in for today, and they continue to prepare for the Week 1 opponent against Liberty High School in Mounds, Oklahoma.
You know, these kids are, we're trying to develop a little bit different culture than what they've had in the past, and we're trying to do things in practice tempo-wise with a lot more speed than what they're used to doing. So they've been doing a good job of it. Just here in scrimmage this morning with our kids who we perceive as being our ones right now have done a really, really good job. They've really improved, and we're really happy with where we're at there. We just got to bring that second bunch along.
Now changing over to pro football, the Kansas City Chiefs are prepared to play their first football game since they won the Super Bowl back in February. The Chiefs take on the New Orleans Saints on Sunday afternoon for Week 1 of the preseason. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes give their thoughts on tomorrow's game.
So everybody will play. This game here, everybody will play, and they deserve that. I mean, they've earned that right. They've made it through this part of camp, and they've earned the right to get out there. And obviously, we can't keep everybody. I tell them that we can't keep everybody. Make the decision hard on Brett, myself, and let's go.
And it's just getting that first. I always say that first hit. You want to get hit where it's not too hard, but you can feel it. I mean, you go through a long off season of working through the pocket and knowing the guys are rushing, but they can't touch you. And so it's just different when you get in the game and you're able to get tackled and everything like that.
And the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals continue the I-70 series tonight. The Royals won the series opener last night 12-8 as they scored 9 runs in the first 2 innings. Well, now we switch over to tonight's matchup as we get a look to see the Cardinals can get even with the Royals or not. Cole Reagans is on the mound for the start for KC. Steven Matz gets the start for St. Louis. This game's just now getting underway with a 6:15 first pitch start time. At last check, there's no score in the first inning. We'll have a final score update for you from that game tonight at 10. That'll be it with sports. We'll be right back right after this.
All right, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning now for Chautauqua County until 6:45 for 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-size hail. Now, again, this activity, even though it's picking up, should continue to move southeast and eventually weaken as we head through the evening. And then we'll watch the possibility for additional strong to severe thunderstorms overnight tonight and then again tomorrow evening across the area.
Absolutely.
And, hopefully folks in Joplin and Carl Junction stay dry. There's a football scrimmage at Joplin at 6:30 tonight, and Carl Junction, their scrimmage starts at 7 p.m. So if you're looking to get some football action and go watch some football, it's a good opportunity to do so.
Well, that's our time for now. We'll leave you with a video from the ARMA VJ Homecoming. Thanks for making us part of your night.